How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review, and yeah, a little bit of little cellar beer, hopeful goodness time. You never know when beers get old. There's only good bottles. There's not good batches, I guess they say, because they all say when it comes to like wine and beer and all that kind of stuff. And it is in the form of Pretty Things Brewing's. It's their Baby Tree, 2010 vintage. Yeah, I am in the mood for an aged beer. The mood strikes me quite often, but as it goes with aged beers, a lot of times you actually just want to just kind of be like, oh, just wait a little bit longer, wait a little bit longer. But I was hankering for a aged beer. I was hankering for a Belgian. Been kind of in a little kick. I had actually a 2012 Belgian the other day. This obviously isn't from Belgium, but it's a Belgian style beer. It's a quadruple. So yeah, super excited to crack into it. I believe this is only my second Pretty Things beer. I did a barley wine. I'm spacing on the name right now. I did it, I believe it was with my buddy George. We did a joint review on it a while back, maybe about 2 years ago, and it was absolutely fantastic. Pretty Things, for those that don't know, is out of Massachusetts. They don't exist anymore. They're a defunct brewery, so this is a dodo of a beer. They disbanded about a year or so ago. They were actually kind of entrenched in this pay-for-play thing in Massachusetts, or up where they're at. Not that they were actually in on it, like in a sinister way, but they kind of blew the whistle on like if local distributors kind of playing foul. So they did a lot of good, and but it seems like that kind of backlash, or that kind of was the last straw for the brewery. I don't know about their history and their downfall. The brewery, I just know they shuttered relatively quickly. And it seemed like that might have been part and parcel of why they left. So, not only is this an aged beer, it's a dodo beer. Because, unless they come back, no more. So here we go. Let's dive into it, see what she's got. As far as what it says Pretty Things, Baby Tree. It's a quadruple, 9% alcohol by volume. Good Time Artisan Beers, brewed in Massachusetts. Brewed and bottled by Pretty Things Beer and Ale Project, Westport, Mass. This is bottled December 2010, batch 9. I don't know if they do multiple batches that year or if they do it every year, and this is the 9th year they've done it. In the back here it says Baby Tree is inspired by the Great Montastic Quadruples of Belgium. This beer is also inspired by real tree on a farm in Yorkshire where dolls ride in a pear tree all day long. It says dolls. Okay, fair enough. And by ride, I was like, ride, that's weird. It has to be dolls in the pear tree. Pretty Things is about fun and frolics. We hope you enjoy this beer. We were husband and wife, and we brew our beers together. We draw our own labels and write pretty terrible poetry. Our company is tiny and fun. Thanks for sporting it. Yeah, label-wise, I actually do dig it. It does have that kind of Belgian-esque kind of cracktastically, as they would say, drawn. Well, they didn't say they're bad artists; they said they were bad poets. But kind of like non-classically trained kind of drawing, which is where a lot of Belgian and Trappist beers kind of get their labeling from. They just had hey, Brother Tom or Monk Tom or whatever you want to call it. Be like, you can kind of draw us a label kind of thing. So I do dig it. Yeah. Other than that, the whole label and all itself, and I'm sucking for a little tab up here. How about that? A little tab up top, making things a little bit fancier. Give that a pop. So we're talking about a 2010 version of a quad. This is 2017, the middle of 2017, July 2017. So we'll see where this sucker lands as far as deliciousness. Hopefully she has cellared well, as quads can. Now, they're talking about this being an homage to a pear tree in Yorkshire. For some reason, I remember this. I could be wrong. It could be the barley one they had, but I think I remember there being plums involved in this beer, so it might be actually a quad with plums. They don't actually say that in a bottle, but we'll see. At this point in age, you probably won't even be able to discern. Anyway, Pinky Finger, infinite creaminess, and you know what? That is exactly, to a T, how I like my quads to look. Did she look like that when she came out of the chute? I don't know, but that's how I like it to look. For the lack of a more refined definition, it looks like doo-doo water. Looks like diarrhea water. Looks like murky, milky, kind of just a whole bunch of kind of, let's see, very turbid iced tea kind of look to it. And that's kind of how I like my quads. My doubles to look. Don't want this to be able to see through it. I definitely want it to be kind of semi-opaque. But yeah, She's definitely looking the part so far. See if she smells the part. That doesn't suck. Yeah, getting rich, deep, dark fruits led by plums. And actually, the plum itself, it's weird because it seems like two parts of fruit in there. It seems like there's more fermented, kind of darker fruits. Getting the cherries, almost getting like a raisin kind of thing. But then there's a little bit brighter fruitiness, and that's where I'm getting that kind of plum from. So it smells like there's actually separate different fruits in there. It kind of lends itself to the theory that I think that there might be actual plums in this, because that could be your yeast from the Belgian yeast kind of playing its thing there, combined with the actual plums playing its thing right there. Is that actually what happened? Don't know. But that's what I'm getting. There's a soft, figgy caramel vibe around it. And this is funny. I'm not saying this because of the look. This is like this rich kind of iced tea kind of thing going on in there too. So there's a little bit of herbaliness going on in there. A little bit of herbally sweetness kind of going on in there. But yeah, that's sweet. Now it's getting a little bit sweeter for me. Getting a little bit more sugar plummy. A little bit more sweeted fruited. That little bit of caramel in there is very soft, not super. That's not super sweet, but the fruit part's getting a little bit super sweet. Now I'm getting a little toasted kind of brown sugar. It's very robust, but rounded at the same time. It tastes like there's going to be a nice brightness to it, but at the same time, very soft corners, which is what you want from a 7-year-old beer. So. Yeah, she smells like a quad, let's put it this way. But she does smell a little bit outside of the typical Belgian quad kind of vibe. It's not to a T Belgian. So let's just dive in, see what she's got. Cheers. Great mouthfeel. There's oxidation in there a little bit. But honestly, I'm not saying it's good, but it's definitely not bad. A little bit of oxidation. Some of these older beers actually is not, like I said, it's not going to make the beer better for me, but it doesn't diminish it. It can add a little bit to it for me. So there's a little bit of basement in there, a little bit of mustiness. Coming off more, if anything, like a wet paper. That caramel, that figginess, that brown sugariness is very soft. Just sweetened enough. That fruitedness, that more richer dark fruit is readily more apparent than that plumminess that I was getting in the nose. It's still there, but it's much more beautiful, infinitely beautiful, super creamy mouthfeel to it. She's creamy. She's delicious. She's soft, but at the same time vibrant. She's definitely American. Let's put it that way. There is an herbaliness there. There is a tea-like vibe there that you typically don't get from your more traditional Belgian style and your Trappist style quads. I feel like this has been hopped a little bit more than usual, and it's given that little bit of herbally side to it. But it's very soft. It's very soft tea-like. It's not very spicy. It's more just kind of herbal. And it lends itself to setting itself apart from that. I actually sit there and I actually talk about Belgian beers very, passionately when I do these Belgian reviews. And I actually go out of my way a lot of times to be like, I want this to taste like a Belgian beer. I want this American beer to taste like it was born in Belgium. And honestly, I honestly believe that. But I went into this not thinking that, not saying that in my head, but maybe somewhere in the back of my head thinking that. And I'm kind of just, going, you know what? I'm really happy this doesn't taste like a traditional Belgian quad right now. It's bringing the best parts of what traditional Belgian quads bring, which is that soft kind of figgy caramelness, that little bit of dark fruit, or that nice heaping set of dark fruit, and that beautiful kind of creamy mouthfeel, and lending itself a little bit more bright fruitiness with the age, and a little bit of herbally kind of hop. It kind of gets its own kind of vibe going on, gets its own kind of calling card going on from it, and it's pretty fucking good. be perfectly honest, I think it's absolutely fucking delicious. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a little bit of like sentiment here. You know what I mean? Obviously, it's a brewery that has died, a brewery that was doing it what I perceive as the right way to do things. You know what I mean? Doing good, honest beers that almost existed. You know, existed before beer took off. So there's a little bit of romance to it. So you're drinking a little bit of the past. But yeah, it's also a little sad. Do you know this beer is not going to be made anymore unless, you know, the owners kind of buck up and either start a new project or bring the brewery back. Yeah, absolutely delicious beer. Definitely a great take on a traditional style, but enough of a take to make it their own. And I'm super fucking appreciative to actually give this beer a drink, give it a pour, give it a review, because it is tasty as fuck. So let's talk about it. Is this one of the better Belgian style quads that I've had as of late? Traditionally, if I was rating it in style, which I never do, I would say no, but I'm going to say yes because I'm enjoying it that much. Like I said, it has all the check marks I want to check off when it comes to what I want out of a Belgian quad. But it adds that American twist. And it's not an ostentatious kind of screaming at the top of a mountain, throwing fireworks and shooting AK-47 kind of America thing. It's a very kind of, you know, it's a little hippie-ish. It's a little granola kind of America. It's a little bit more of a kind of real American kind of twist to it, rather than just screaming at the top of your lungs, and I kind of appreciate that. Let's see what else. Value and availability. Who knows? You know what I mean? I mean, it's a 7-year-old beer. And just say if you like what we like this. If you like Belgian quads, if you like aged beer, if you like breweries that are tried to do it right, let's say that properly, and if you like honesty. I mean, not to get too fucking deep on this, but this tastes like an honest beer. I know that comes off cryptic or weird or whatever, but it just tastes like a well-made, soft, beautiful, give a shit kind of honest beer. For, you know what I mean? You can taste honesty in beer, I believe, sometimes, and this one definitely tells the truth. So there you go, another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff. If you want to check me out, social media, Massive Beers, all one word, all the social medias. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice 7-year-old quad right now. Belgian style quad, sorry. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.